Okay, this is the RCA STudio II. As you can see, it's a cartridge-based system. I think this comes from like 1977-ish, and it's not a Pong system. This is how it looks next to the Genesis 2. Okay. Here's the system that changed it all. The VCS Atari 2600. The system was designed to be a little technical looking and also mostly practical. It was very easy to use, where at the time when you had like the Odyssey 2 and Intellivision, all the other systems were a little too complicated. This is how it looks next to the Genesis 2. Here's the tiny Atari computer, the one that was really easy to use. This is the one that everybody loved. This is the Atari 600 XL. This looks a lot like the 800 XL, only smaller. I still got it wrapped, so I have another unit that I will unwrap in a few moments. Really nothing more than a keyboard and just a few inches. It's really not much bigger than my hand. Here's how it looks next to the Sega Genesis, the Genesis 2. Here's the Tempest. I believe this is a foreign system, might be Australian. Cartridge based. Really cool looking. Here's the Telstar Ranger, basically a Pong system. I believe this also had a light phaser, a shooting apparatus. I believe it hooked in there. Don't quote me on it. Unless that was also just for 3 or 4 players. I'm trying to go based on memory. Coleco. You can see that the paddles are removable. There, you can see that they're removable, which I'm not going to remove them. This is a very large unit. See how big it is. Here's the Unisonic Olympiad 2600. This is what it looks like as a complete unit. these are removable. Well, here's the item. Everybody wondered if it really exists. This is the Intellivision computer keyboard. The Atari 2600 also made a keyboard too. You can see the keyboards are very similar to the Sony laptop computers of today. It's not like a normal keyboard like this. Got the individual keys protruding. You can see how small this unit is. Very, very thin. There it is. Mint condition, I love it. You can see how long, let's try to show you how long the cord is. This is to the Intellivision keyboard. Had a dual cartridge port. This is how it looks next to the Genesis 2. This is the Super 8. You hook this onto a Super Nintendo and it could play Nintendo games or Super Nintendo games without any need to remove this. So once you put this on, not only could you play the 8-bit games, but you could also play the 16-bit. I believe you could play some foreign situation as well. That's why they called it the Super 8, because you didn't have to give up the 16-bit function. Now here's the 32X. The 32X drew a lot of criticism. For number one, it was an add-on, and it was pretty difficult to do. You put it on, you had to redo some of the wires and back. And there was a lot of failure, like a lot of times when you put a cartridge in, you'd have to shut it down again and turn it on a few times before you got it to work. And as far as the power is concerned, it was only the equivalent of a Super Nintendo. Whereas they led you to believe that it was something more like the 3DO, but they were trying at least. So that's the 32X, and here's how the 32X looks against a regular Genesis 2. Plus, of course, regular Genesis. This is the oldest Genesis I have, when it was first released. Okay. Save this for another video. Sayonara. Sayonara.